I never imagined my life would be put on hold. The initial months of the pandemic, a time when we optimistically believed it would be over in a matter of days. Days turned into months, and life began to feel increasingly bleak. Isolation was initially comforting. However, as the events of 2020 unraveled, I began to feel the weight of the world. At this time, I began to lose myself in video games and manga. This led to me discovering Chainsaw Man. After the epic conclusion of Denji vs. Katana Man, I was eager to see where the story would go, not knowing the infamous Reze Arc awaited me. We first get to meet Reze when she and Denji both take shelter in the same phone booth. Denji's initial reaction to Reze was nothing special. He didn't show any real interest in her at the beginning. It wasn't until she began crying that he started to become confused and give her proper attention. To make her feel better, he handed her a regurgitated white Gerbera daisy. What makes this scene interesting to me is that she was completely fine with this interaction. Any normal person would have left had they been in her shoes, but she didn't. This implies that she isn't the normal girl that we see on the outside. The scene is also interesting based on the symbolism of that specific flower. The white Gerbera daisy symbolizes purity, innocence, and new beginnings. This is a new beginning for Reze because she was initially sent to kill Denji and take his chainsaw heart. This was the perfect moment as they were alone, however her views changed once she saw his true nature. During this arc, I began to understand Denji as a character. He's a young man with needs and wants, but so far he's been used and given the shorthand in life. Because of this, Denji lacks the understanding of his current situation of public safety. He's happy as long as he has a place to sleep and food to eat. It's when he gets to talk with Reze a bit more. She voiced her concern about his circumstances. After learning a bit about Reze's backstory, it makes sense why she was worried about him. We learn from Kishibe that Reze was actually a child soldier who worked for the Soviet Union. She's a spy and she was experimented on since she was a young girl. She most likely sees herself in Denji, as she is also missing out on basic childhood activities, i.e. going to school. The theme of going to school is continuously brought up throughout this arc and is very important in showcasing a similarity between Reze and Denji. An example of this is when Reze invites Denji to go to her school. During their time at the school, many events occurred that I took interest in. We'll first start with the pool scene. The whole scene represents a small amount of freedom. Reze and Denji are free from the outside world and are enjoying spending time together, having fun as teens. During the scene, there cuts to a butterfly getting trapped in a spider's web. This symbolizes Denji's falling more and more into Reze's trap. She's luring him in throughout the pool scene, making him more comfortable. At the end of the scene, we see the spider going in to get the butterfly, which shows how close Reze is to getting to her main goal of killing Denji. When they dry off in the classroom, Aesop's fable is brought up, the city mouse and the country mouse, a story about a mouse who lives in constant danger but who has abundance, and a mouse who lives in the tranquil countryside. Reze asks Denji which option he would choose, and he says that he wants to live more like the city mouse. This fable is important because it describes each of them. Denji works as a double hunter, which is extremely dangerous. However, he receives 3 meals a day, a futon, and friends. Reze wants to be the country mouse and not have to fight every day to be used as a weapon like Denji is for Makima. She yearns to live a normal life, and to wake up without having to be used as a weapon. At this point in the arc, Denji begins to feel really conflicted. We're shown his point of view of everyone he's been attracted to. Denji narrows down his love to both Makima and Reze. The more time he spends with Reze, the more he falls for her. This makes his feeling complicated, as he has promised himself to Makima. During this time, Reze is being chased by the serial killer. Reze makes it up to the rooftop, where the killer describes how he'll kill Chainsaw's girlfriend. We then pan to Reze's face, and she looks absolutely disgusted. She began to realize that her relationship with Denji thus far was all fake, and that they aren't 2 teenagers falling in love. Being called his girlfriend was a reality check, that she still has her mission to fulfill. Once she kills the serial killer, she begins to sing a song. The song, Jane Slept in the Church, is almost like an activation for her. After she's done the song, her whole demeanor changes, as she is now the bomb devil, sent to kill Denji and take his chainsaw heart. Once Reze returns to Denji, she invites him to the carnival. The 2 are happy together, doing fun activities and eating food. As they wait for the fireworks in a secluded area, Reze asks Denji to run away with her. This was a test for Denji. If he said yes, she would drop the mission and run away and try to live a life with him. However, when Denji said no, and explained that he enjoys work and being with Makima, she knew she had to fulfill her mission. She knows that once someone is marked by Makima, there is no going back due to her being the control symbol. During the entire arc, Reze can be described as love-bombing Denji. She takes advantage of his naivety and uses it to make him fall for her. From the very beginning, she's upfront with her feelings, laughing at everything he says and wanting to be close to him. Since he doesn't understand proper relationships, he's susceptible to falling in love very easily. As we can see, her love bombing worked quite well, as he fell for her in less than a week. After the events of the major fight between the Chainsaw and Bomb Devils, Denji and Reze have a final showdown. As Denji whips his chains and grabs Reze, he plummets into the ocean. The scene echoes the pool scene. Reze tries to blow up the chains, but due to the water, her explosions are ineffective. They almost embrace as they sink deeper into the ocean, and Reze gives up. When Reze awakes, Denji still shows love for her. Denji tells her to go to the cafe, that he'll be waiting for her, and that they can run away and be together. Reze left Denji on the beach, but she never stopped thinking about his proposition. She was adamant on leaving, but while she was waiting for the train, she had a red Gerbera daisy. This flower is important because it symbolizes love, passion, admiration, and courage. When that flower comes on screen, Reze decides to run to Denji, who she presumes is waiting for her. As she runs through the same alley, she moves not like a soldier, but as someone who is full of hope and full of excitement to restart their life. However, things don't go as planned. She is killed, looking towards the cafe where she was to meet with Denji. The saddest part is that Denji was waiting for her and Reze was running to him, unaware of each other's intention. This arc was perfect. If you completely take this arc out of the canon, you can immediately jump to the next arc. Just a fun fact. But this arc left me feeling an indescribable emptiness. This movie reminded me of what it was like to fall in love. Love is a roller coaster of emotions, and the movie captured those moments perfectly. They would have been a perfect couple, and could have survived due to them both being powerful hybrids. In the end, I genuinely felt bad for her and how things ended. Over the last couple of years, we've seen many similar tragedies. This to me says that authors want us to understand what true love is, and to not give up on it.
なんで、初めて出会った時に殺さなかったんだろう。天智くん、本当はね、私も学校行ったことなかったの。